Good morning, everyone. We're from Orange County. So today we're very happy to be here to talk about what makes Taiwan a home that we're proud of to be part of it. So when we think of Taiwan, we think of high tech, convenience, and culture. So today we will look into these three aspects. So before we start the presentation, let me introduce you one of our very good friend, Leo. So this is Leo's day. All right. So Leo is from Hsinchu and this is his hometown. The reason why he grew up here is because his father works as an engineer in Hsinchu Science Park. So now let us introduce you this special science park.
Okay. So I'm Leo. I'm going to introduce to you about where my father's work, Hsinchu Science Park, which known as Taiwan Silicon Valley, and it was established in 1980. But unlike Silicon Valley in San Francisco, which was grown organically, Taiwan Silicon Valley, Hsinchu Science Park, was planned by the government. So it's interesting to explore its urban planning ideas. There are over 500 technology companies such as TSMC, UMC, and MediaTek. And also, the science park was located near the top university of Taiwan, like NTHU and NYCU, which supply talent and corporations. Also, the picture shows the Hsinchu Paradise, a green space near the science park, and it over 55% of the entire area was reserved for parks and walking areas. So the purpose is to support the quality of life. Now let's take a quick look into the map of Hsinchu Science Park. There are four factories, the orange area, and also the residential area, the yellow ones, the schools, the purple ones, and the park, green ones. So we can find out that it is really a well-planned city. And Hsinchu offers a great quality of life that we talked before. But all of this come at a price. Hsinchu has the highest housing prices in Taiwan, so which means people have to get highest house mortgages. Okay, so now we're going to zoom into the technology, where Taiwan leads the world. First of all, we're going to talk about semiconductors. TSMC isn't just a company; it is the savior of Taiwan. So we can look into the chart. Back in 1987, when TSMC first established, they're making chips at 3 microns, which is about the size of red blood cell. But today, 40 years later, they're producing 3 nanometers chips, which are over 1,000 times smaller. So each dot in the chart, it represents the result. It represents years of years of research and development, and also $1 billion of investment, and also the breakthrough in physics and chemistry. Okay, so now the numbers and sizes that we showed it sounds very cool, but you might ask, so what? Okay, so while TSMC plays a huge role in chip supplier, it has upstreams like ASML from the Netherlands. It supplies the tools that makes TSMC is able to produce the chips that Fabless, which designs the semiconductors, like Intel, like Nvidia, like AMD. They design the semiconductors and TSMC produce them. Okay, so downstreams, chips made in Hsinchu ended up in your iPhones, in your PlayStation, in your Tesla, and in your Nvidia GPUs, and even the satellites flying above your head. Okay, so without TSMC, your Face ID wouldn't work, and your ChatGPT didn't load. Your life would be a huge mess. Okay, so finally, Taiwan has other part of high technology like ICT, which is internet and communication technology and consumer electronics, and also the era of AI and smart city. Of course, there are also more, but since we're running out of time, that we can go back and see what Leo's remaining day look like. Okay.
All right, so I just mentioned Leo is from Hsinchu, but now he lives in Taipei because his grandmother is in Taipei right now, and today is the day he's going to visit his grandmother. Okay, so now when he heads out of his house in Taipei, he goes straight to the nearest U-Bike station. The bike station is called U-Bike. It is the smart public bicycle sharing system. It promotes green transportation and digital mobility. So there are two kinds of bikes. The yellow one runs by the manual power, the power that you have to generate by yourself, while the orange one runs by the electric assist power. So it's more for longer distance and elderly riders. Okay, so what Leo likes about U-Bike is first, easy access with easy card. You don't even need a phone. You don't need any app. All you need is a simple, easy card. It's a card that you can swipe to get access into any kind of public transportation in Taiwan. The bike, the bus, the MRT. I'm going to introduce later, and also the train. If you have the card, you can rent any bike for any part of Taiwan because it provides a national-wide access. The rental fee is quite cheap, especially with the governmental support. So take Taipei, our capital, for example. The first 30 minutes is free, and Taiwan is not a very big city, and the density of different stores is quite high, so you don't really need 30 minutes to get to the place you want. So basically, it's free for you to ride the bike. Okay, and moving on. Leo is riding a bike. So where is he going? He's going to Taiwan's MRT, Mass Rapid Transit System. So it's also called subway. So this is the front door. After he gets into the front door, he has to also swipe the card at this fare gate to really get into the station. So I just show you what easy card looks like, but actually it can come from literally any form. It can come from like a very cute keychain, like it can even be the weapons for Avengers, like Thor's Mjolnir. The three blue ones here, they're not easy cards. They're single trip, single journey tickets. They're eco-friendly because they're not a piece of paper. They can be used as many times as possible. So after all the rush, Leo just feels very, very thirsty. So he holds up his glass of water bottle, and he takes a sip. However, he is shocked because someone approaches him. Well, in the picture, that person is a police officer, but in reality, that person is a station staff. So, because apparently he violates a very important law, that is no eating, drinking beyond the yellow line in the MRT station. So Leo is supposed to be fined, but considering he's a poor student and this is his first offense, so he gets to get away with it, and the station staff just let him go, to just let him continue with whatever he's doing. So you can see in our MRT station here, there is color coding to indicate different routes, and then there is also a platform door in case of any accidental falls. After this shocking experience, Leo feels like he needs some sweet, so he goes to buy bubble milk tea. And when he pays the money, he also shows his mobile carrier or mobile barcode. So when you buy something, you get a receipt. And in the past, it is a paper, but now it's transformed to digital forms, which means you can store receipts in your phone electronically. And the reason why Taiwanese people like to collect receipts is because our unique uniform invoice system. It's a unique government-run receipt lottery system, which means you can win money by your receipt, by the 8-digit number on your receipt. And it is used to prevent business from evading taxes, but now it's more for common people to collect, to earn some extra money. The price range from 200 to 10 million Taiwanese dollars. So you can see our government is quite generous in terms of this. So judging from Leo's face, he's very serious about, collecting a receipt and earn some money. So Leo finally meets his grandmother. However, another horrible things happen. This is not the day for him and both his grandmother. his grandmother gets hit by a car. So Taiwan, some cars in Taiwan are not used to yell to pedestrians, and but our government is working hard on it by increasing fines and also increasing the surveillance system. But our justice system isn't the only thing that will save the grandma. There is another thing, which is our health system.
Okay, so I'm gonna be continuing Leo's story and introduce our health systems to you. So fortunately, Leo's grandmother wasn't hurt badly, so he can actually walk her into the emergency room in the hospital. So after some doctor's checkup, they got a receipt from the emergency room, and it was about 20 USD dollars, which is actually quite cheap for medical treatment. But more like for actually, if you go to a clinic for a little cold, it actually costs about only 5 USD dollars. So why do we have such like cheap and affordable health systems? Is it's because of our national health insurance. For our national health insurance, every person usually pays about 17 to 28 USD dollars per month, and you can get access to like all the clinics and emergency rooms for cheaper prices. And for the yeah, so because of the national health systems, we get like everyone, almost everyone in Taiwan is like included in this healthcare system. So the health coverage in Taiwan is about 99%, you can say that. So for our healthcare systems, there are some special and strengths on it. So the first one is the high quality of our medicine and also the affordability, as I mentioned before, and also the technology and innovation, as Leo actually introduced you about. It's also some a strength of our medical system. Also, the patient-oriented services, leading physicians, and comprehensive specialties are like the other strengths. And let's dive into more details about about our healthcare system. So there are about 23,578 medical facilities around Taiwan. So it is about one medical facility per thousand people in Taiwan. So it is easy access to clinics or hospitals. And also, with the health insurance, you can actually choose from the medicine you would like to go to, like either Western medicine or Chinese medicine or either dentistry. So for the Chinese medicine, it's one of the special medicine you can find in Taiwan. It is actually institutionalized and regulated by the government. You have to be a Chinese medicine major student in college and also pass the national board exam to make sure you get a license and be able to become a Chinese medicine doctor. And for the rural areas, like the areas harder to get to, there are some methods and ways we try to implement. The first one is the medical tour services. We drive cars with instruments like echo machines to rural areas to make sure they can also get examination or treatment that easier. And also telemedicine is also implemented in like hospitals to make sure they in people in rural areas can stay in their home and make sure they can also get access to the medicine. Yes. And thanks to the healthcare system, we can actually connect all of our information in the medical system. Either so for the doctors, they can actually search the past diagnosis or treatment of the patients in the medical system, which can help them to make better treatment for the future diseases. And also for researchers, it's actually easier for them to collect data or do some analysis for like epidemiology in Taiwan's diseases. And thanks to all the special stuff and also the healthcare insurance in Taiwan, we can it gives us the healthcare index for the first place for 7 consecutive years in the Numbeo website. So, although Taiwan's healthcare system is globally admired, and for its accessibility and efficiency, it is still without it still have some challenges. The first one, we still have some rural areas we couldn't get our like enough resources of medicine into, so there's still some space to work on. And for the finance sustainability in our health insurance, it's also a major problem we should focus on right now. And for recently, there are some debate about the life quality of health workers because some of the health workers get overworked or they hard to get a balance between their life and their work. And also, we wish to have more innovation or improvement in our medical system. So we wish to integrate more AI or technology into your medical system to make sure we can keep on doing our best to make sure like everyone in Taiwan is healthy. So that's our part for today. Thank you, and the end of your stay.